In my last post, or a recent post, I don't know. Do I post these things in order? Sometimes. Sometimes I don't. And I'm saying that predictively because I've only been doing this for one day. In my last post, though, I talked about thicker skin and how I'm doing these. And one of the purposes for doing these is to develop a thicker skin. Although, and then now I realize that I kind of got to drill down into that topic too. Because often people have told me in my life, and I tell this to others, you need to develop a thicker skin. You got to have a thicker skin. If you just have a thicker skin, you would be a better, more well-equipped human being. You'd be an asset to the humanity rather than the fucking liability that you are, you goddamn piece of shit. You thin-skinned weirdo. That's an impersonation of me looking in the mirror. Yeah, but I don't really mean that now, do I? Because that's the weird dichotomy. And isn't life all just a gigantic dichotomy, a huge paradox? It's all a conflict. It's the yin and the yang. I'm a fucking goddamn Buddhist all of a sudden, like I thought of as all on my own. But yeah, the truth is, my thin skin is the biggest tool in my toolbox as an artist, right? That thin skin, that super sensitivity to life and humanity, that's the artist's biggest tool. So therein lies the rub. It's a societal rub. It's a big problem that we want our artists to be sensitive and to be able to feel things and be honest about things at levels maybe higher than we are. But then in order for them to share them, they've got to develop a thick skin to be able to survive the criticism and the onslaught and scrutiny. And scrutiny, of course, is something that I promote. I want scrutiny. Scrutiny is good. Skepticism is good. Analyzing, drilling down, making sure that what seems honest is honest. Making sure that things are truthful and authentic. And that's kind of it's a delicate dance between yourself and the public, isn't it? Because a lot of times we don't know how we are or how we feel about something until we put it out there to be scrutinized. You ever you ever make a piece of art, like write a song? I think you guys should write songs. Try writing a song and try sharing it, right? I've done this all my life, and sharing any other kind of my art is easy, like much easier. Let's just put it that way. But not with music, boy. That's hard. If I draw a weird picture and I share it with somebody and they don't like it, I'm like, fuck you. I don't like you either. You don't get it. You're dumb. But there's a shielded. I'm hidden behind the technique and the fact that it took me 100 hours or whatever. There's a cartoon, there's a metaphor, there's a riddle, and they just don't get it. They're dumb. I can hide behind that. But with a tender, beautiful, honest little song, there's nowhere to hide. You're totally exposed. And if people don't like it or they don't respond to it, it kind of brings about an existential crisis, because that's when the self-doubt can really just set in, like the kind of psychosis where like, oh, shit, maybe I thought I was being honest about myself and I wasn't. you know? Yeah, this is deep dive. I'm not stoned, by the way. I'm not stoned. I don't even smoke pot. I mean, I do if somebody passes it to me, and it would be rude to say no. I only say no about half the time because I'm rude about half the time. Otherwise, I take it, and then I just get paranoid, and I am like I am now, but only even more. But back to the topic. Thin skin. Thin skin. How to have thin skin while making, and then thicker skin after posting and dealing with the ramifications. Have any of you dealt with that? Have any of you solved that riddle? I'm asking seriously. I know that you're not here and you're not going to answer me right now. Well, that would be weird if one of you answered me right now. That would be scary. I mean, that would scare the shit out of me. I don't believe in ghosts, but man, if all of a sudden one of your voices popped into the room and answered my question for me, I would poop my pants. But no, it sounds like a kind of a social media ploy. But yeah, if you figured this out, the balance between having a thin skin and making art. In other words, you're the most sensitive as you possibly can be. You're the most vulnerable as you can be. Literally, it's almost like you peel all your skin off, you know? Like you can feel everything. You know that feeling when you get a burn and your skin comes off and you can feel the wind go by and it hurts? That's the thinnest skin possible is kind of what you want to have when you're making art that you hope will connect with people. But boy, you don't want to walk out of your house with that thin skin and then post it. And then have all of a sudden everybody squirting acid on you. You know, squirting you with grapefruit juice. How do you walk that line? I'm asking if you have thoughts about this, record them. Record them and post them with your own voice. Or not, you can type them. I'm trying to encourage everybody to use their voices, but if you want to type them, that's fine. Anyway, thank you for listening.